Imagine a man who can make the entire football world fall silent with a single touch, a single moment. Zinedine Zidane. From a child of immigrants growing up in a tough neighborhood of Marseille to a global icon, Zidane never conquered the top through noise or spectacle, but through discipline, composure, and total emotional control. On the pitch and in life, he always appears at the right moment and steps away at the right time. The glory, the trophies, and the wealth are all there, yet they exist in silence. For Zidane, football and life are not about showing off, but about mastery and enjoyment. Welcome to the world of Zinedine Zidane, where football, class, and quiet power become one. From an immigrant child to a global legend, Zidane and the path no one dared to take. Born in 1972 in Marseille and raised in La Castellane, one of the poorest neighborhoods in France, Zinedine Zidane entered football not in search of fame, but as a way out of a life that seemed already predetermined. He began his career at AS Cannes before making his mark with Bordeaux, where Zidane led the club to the 1996 UEFA Cup final, played over 50 matches, and started to attract attention from across Europe. In 1996, Zidane joined Juventus, the power center of Serie A, the most demanding league in the world at the time. There was no favoritism, no grace period. In an environment where every touch meant contact and every mistake was punished instantly, Juventus forged Zidane into a true leader. Over 5 seasons in Turin, he made 212 appearances, scored 31 goals, delivered more than 40 assists, won 2 Serie A titles, a European Super Cup, an Intercontinental Cup, and led Juventus to 2 consecutive Champions League finals. More importantly, Zidane learned how to control tempo, emotions, and the entire match. That version of Zidane stepped into the 1998 World Cup. He didn't dominate every game or feel the need to showcase his flair. On home soil, under the weight of a nation's expectations, he didn't force himself to carry the team. He waited for the right moment. In the final, Zidane scored 2 headers, leading France to its first ever World Cup title. That year, he claimed the sport's most prestigious individual honors: World Cup Best Player, the Ballon d'Or, and FIFA World Player of the Year. In 2001, Real Madrid broke the world transfer record, paying $85 million to bring Zidane to the Bernabeu. Wearing white, he played 227 matches, scored 49 goals, and created an immortal moment: the left-footed volley in the 2002 Champions League final, widely regarded as one of the most perfect goals in the competition's history. With Real Madrid, Zidane won the Champions League, La Liga, the Spanish Super Cup, and the Intercontinental Cup, while continuing to earn global recognition, including FIFA World Player of the Year, 2000-2003, and repeated selections in FIFA and UEFA Teams of the Year. He ended his playing career as a true global icon. After retiring, Zidane continued on his own terms. No rush to manage, no chase for the spotlight. He learned quietly, then returned to Real Madrid in 2016 as head coach and achieved something modern football had never seen: 3 consecutive Champions League titles, along with numerous domestic and world honors. Zidane built authority not through words, but through calmness and mastery of decisive moments. And then, while still at the top, Zidane chose to walk away. No new club, no return to the touchline, no lengthy explanations. He stepped out of the race for glory, leaving behind a void that modern football has yet to fill. Will Zinedine Zidane return to the coaching path? The answer remains ahead. But history has already proven one thing: Zidane only appears when he is certain he can control the entire game. How rich is Zidane? The multi-million-dollar life of a man who never shows his wealth. In the early years of his career, while playing for Cannes, Zidane earned only around $30,000 per year. At that stage, money was never the goal. Football was simply the only way out of a difficult life in Marseille. Everything began to change once Zidane made a name for himself at Bordeaux and stepped onto the elite stage of European football. When he joined Juventus in 1996, Zidane entered the income bracket of true global stars for the first time. His salary was estimated at around $3 million per year, excluding performance bonuses. More importantly, this was the period when Zidane's personal brand began to take shape. His calm demeanor, clean public image, and success on the pitch helped him secure a long-term deal with Adidas, earning him an additional $5.7 million per year from endorsements, a massive figure in the late 1990s. The real financial turning point came in 2001, when Real Madrid broke the world transfer record by paying approximately $85 million to bring Zidane to the Bernabeu. In Madrid, his total annual income, including salary, bonuses, image rights, and sponsorships, surpassed $15 million per year, placing him among the richest footballers in the world at the time. Yet unlike many stars of his generation, Zidane never spent money to display status. He invested cautiously, prioritizing real estate and long-term assets. After retiring, Zidane did not rush to monetize his fame. He stepped back, learned quietly, and returned only when the timing was right. When he took over as Real Madrid's head coach in 2016, his initial salary was just around $2.7 million per year, modest given his stature. But after leading the club to 3 consecutive Champions League titles, his income soared to approximately $14 million per year, making him one of the highest-paid managers in the world. Beyond salaries and endorsements, Zidane owns a high-value real estate portfolio in Madrid, Marseille, and Ibiza, along with discreet investments in sports and education. He does not publicly disclose his holdings, but financial analysts consider Zidane far more effective at preserving wealth than many football stars of his generation. As of today, Zinedine Zidane's net worth is estimated at around $120 million. It may not be the largest fortune in football, but it perfectly reflects who he is: wealthy, controlled, and independent of the spotlight. For Zidane, money is not a tool to prove himself. It is a means to preserve freedom, privacy, and the power to choose life on his own terms. Inside Zidane's multi-million-dollar homes, where power is expressed through silence. After accumulating hundreds of millions of dollars from football, endorsements, and coaching, Zidane never chased flashy displays of wealth. Instead, he quietly shifted his focus to real estate, assets that not only preserve value, but also protect privacy, lifestyle, and the freedom to choose how to live. In Madrid, Zidane owns a modern villa located within a gated community, where privacy is the highest priority. The home is designed in a minimalist style, filled with natural light, not meant to impress outsiders, but to serve a disciplined, calm, and focused way of life. This is not just a residence. It has been the family's main living and resting space for many years. In Marseille, the city where he was born and raised, Zidane owns property with deeper emotional meaning than financial ambition. It is a place he returns to during short breaks, maintaining a connection to his roots. Rather than a short-term investment, this property is held long-term as part of his personal legacy. Zidane also owns a high-end retreat in Ibiza, widely considered the most valuable asset in his real estate portfolio. The villa was designed as a completely private sanctuary, set apart in nature, featuring a swimming pool, terrace, and a private training area. The open yet secluded layout perfectly reflects Zidane's philosophy: controlled rest and enjoyment without excess. Beyond personal residences, Zidane is involved in several indirect real estate investments through trusted partners in France and Spain, focusing on residential projects and sports education developments. He avoids noisy speculative deals, preferring stable, manageable assets with long-term practical value. For Zidane, real estate is not a symbol of wealth. It is the foundation of a free, private, and sustainable life. What does Zidane drive in real life? A supercar collection built for control, not for show. If real estate is where Zidane lays the foundation for calm and privacy, his garage is where his control over life's pace is most clearly reflected. This is not a collection built to impress, but a series of deliberate choices, arranged from peak achievement down to everyday rhythm. At the top sits the Bentley Continental GT, valued at around $250,000, a symbol of the rare moments when Zidane allows himself to enjoy the rewards of a lifetime of discipline. Luxurious, powerful, yet understated, the Bentley is rarely seen, mirroring how he values success without the need to display it. Next is the Audi R6 Avant, priced at approximately $120,000, a high-performance machine wrapped in the shape of family responsibility. It perfectly balances power and practicality, built for long journeys where speed exists, but never at the expense of safety. Supporting his daily routine is the Range Rover, worth around $100,000, tall, solid, and smooth, representing stability and protection. This is the vehicle Zidane uses most often, revealing that his top priority has always been family and peace of mind. Closing the collection is the electric Alpine A290, priced near $40,000, compact, quiet, and restrained. No roar, no spectacle. This car best reflects the present-day Zidane, moving gently, fully in control, with no need to be noticed. From Bentley to Alpine, each car represents a chapter of life, united by a single philosophy. True class isn't measured by the noise you make, but by the silence you control. Why doesn't Zidane own a private jet, even though he easily could? When Zidane has complete control on the ground, the way he moves through the sky reflects the highest level of his discreet yet fully autonomous lifestyle. During his years managing Real Madrid and afterward, Zidane was frequently seen traveling by mid-size and large private jets in the $15 million to $50+ million range. Aircraft such as the Bombardier Challenger, Dassault Falcon, or Gulfstream. These jets are favored by the elite not for glamour, but for their long range, quiet cabins, flexible scheduling, and near-total privacy. No crowded airports, no fixed flight schedules, no media intrusion. The aircraft configurations Zidane chooses typically follow a business lifestyle layout. Wide leather seats, a work table, a resting area, and soft lighting. Enough to read, reflect on tactics, or simply sit in silence. For him, a plane is not a symbol of wealth, but a neutral space where decisions are made in complete calm. What stands out most is this: Zidane has never publicly owned a private jet, despite having more than enough financial power to do so. And that deliberate non-ownership perfectly captures his philosophy of life. Only control what you truly need. Charter when necessary. Travel when you choose. Disappear when it's time to disappear. In a world where many stars buy private jets to be seen, Zidane chooses the opposite path. He uses aircraft so no one sees him. In the sky, as in life, he doesn't fly high to be admired. He flies just far enough to always remain in control of his destination. Zidane at sea, where a legend chooses silence over spotlight. Leaving the skies behind, Zidane's next destination is the sea, where he disappears completely. No schedules, no fixed destination, no one watching. Zidane does not own a super yacht bearing his name, and this is not a limitation, but a deliberate choice. He prefers chartering mid-sized luxury motor yachts, typically 25 to 35 meters long, vessels that would be valued between $8 million and $20 million if purchased outright. These yachts are large enough to fully separate him from the outside world, yet compact enough to preserve absolute privacy, perfectly aligned with his philosophy of life. The yachts Zidane chooses are never flashy. Low-profile hulls, neutral colors, wide decks without excess. Inside, the layout favors open space, large sofas, outdoor dining areas, and sun decks designed for family, a few close friends, and long hours of quiet. No parties, no noise, no staged glamour. At sea, Zidane has no role to play. His voyages are most often tied to the Mediterranean, France, Monaco, Ibiza, places private enough to avoid media attention and familiar enough to require no sense of discovery. While many football icons use yachts to assert status, Zidane uses them to escape every definition of status. Between the blue horizon and open water, he is no longer a legend, no longer a coach, no longer a symbol, only a man who has chosen silence as the highest form of luxury, from Rolex to Richard Mille. Time in Zidane's world. When the yacht docks and the sea returns Zidane to solid ground, the only thing he truly carries with him is not luggage, but time. And for Zinedine Zidane, time is never worn to be displayed. It is meant to be controlled. His watch collection is not large or ostentatious, yet every piece holds clear symbolic value, reflecting different chapters in the life of a man who has always moved slower than the world around him. At the top of the value spectrum sits the Richard Mille RM2701 Tourbillon Rafael Nadal, a featherlight timepiece Zidane has been seen wearing at major public events. Valued at approximately $500,000 to $600,000, this Richard Mille is not about classical luxury, but about technology, performance, and absolute precision. It is the watch of someone who understands elite pressure and remains composed within it, just like Zidane in the defining moments of his career. Alongside it is the Rolex Daytona, priced around $40,000 to $60,000 depending on the version. No introduction needed. The Daytona is a symbol of durability, accuracy, and quiet status. Zidane often wears a Rolex in daily life, not to signal rank, but because it is reliable, stable, and requires no explanation. A watch that truly ages with time. At a slightly lower tier, yet no less meaningful, is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, valued between $70,000 and $100,000. With its iconic octagonal bezel and sporty luxury design, the Royal Oak reflects a phase in Zidane's life where control was complete. Powerful enough to prove nothing, refined enough to choose understatement. What stands out most is this. Zidane rarely changes watches to follow trends. He doesn't chase limited editions, doesn't collect for completeness, and doesn't turn his wrist into a trophy case. Each watch appears at the right moment, in the right setting, then disappears with him into the silence beyond the spotlight. No calls for attention, no displays of wealth. Zidane's quiet way of giving back. After all the wealth, freedom, and carefully chosen silence Zidane has built for himself, there remains one part of his life that has never been put on display: the way he gives back. No stage, no media campaigns, no long speeches. For Zinedine Zidane, charity is not about being seen, it's about creating impact, then quietly stepping away. Since 2001, while still at the peak of his playing career, Zidane has served as a goodwill ambassador for the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. This role has never been symbolic. For more than 2 decades, he has quietly supported initiatives focused on education, clean water, and poverty reduction, helping raise and personally contribute an estimated $5 million to projects across Africa and Asia, places football may never reach, but where people urgently need support. Returning to the neighborhoods that shaped him, Zidane has invested roughly $3 million into football academies and youth education programs in Marseille and other cities across France. These initiatives go beyond football. They emphasize discipline, education, and life direction, the very principles Zidane believes saved him from a predetermined path. To him, offering opportunity has always mattered more than handing out money. After retiring, his charitable work became even more discreet. Away from the media spotlight, Zidane continued donating approximately $1.5 million to pediatric healthcare programs in France and Spain, supporting children facing serious illnesses. No major events, no name attached, just help delivered to the right place at the right time. The philosophy behind all of Zidane's charitable work is consistent: give in silence. He doesn't build a hero image, seek recognition, or turn generosity into personal branding. Just as on the pitch, Zidane understands that the most important moments don't need an audience. In a world where generosity often comes with flashing lights, Zidane chooses a different path, letting actions speak for him. And perhaps that is the most enduring legacy of a man who once stood at the very top, yet always knew when to bow his head and step aside. The mysteries surrounding the life and career of Zinedine Zidane have always fascinated the entire football world. From a child of immigrants growing up in a poor neighborhood of Marseille to a global icon of modern football, Zidane rose through natural talent, iron discipline, and rare mental strength. He conquered the World Cup, dominated the Champions League, and then stepped into management to create history that had never existed before. Yet the question still remains: will Zidane one day return to the biggest stage, continue his coaching journey, and shape a new chapter in world football? Or will he remain the man who chose silence while standing at the very top? What do you think about Zidane's journey, his legacy, and his elite yet private lifestyle, both on the pitch and off it? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss exclusive stories about the luxury lives and extraordinary careers of football's greatest legends.